All right, let's look here at the Vegas Golden Knights now.
They've done it again.
Yeah, they have.
Hey, we called it.
Retooled. Yeah, we did. That was one of our higher picks. I think we wanted Utah to get Marner, but like that was the team that probably fit him the best. But I mean, so did the Knights. Like, realistically, they're a bunch of bad guys.
Yeah.
And now Marner leaving the Leafs, and especially when he goes back and plays them, he's going to be...
That team's not going to be able to play in any NHL arena that's not their own.
Yeah. No, it's true.
The only team that's going to have 82 home games because fans are assaulting their players.
Yeah. But, I mean, realistically, I don't think Marner's a bad guy. If you're a Leafs fan, if you think he's a bad guy and you're a Leafs fan, you're... how do I say this nicely? You're delusional.
You're stupid.
Yeah. You don't know puck. Because I don't think Marner was the issue.
No.
But at the same time, like, I think it was necessary for him to leave and just go their separate ways with everyone.
Yeah.
But I also don't think, if you think that getting rid of Marner alone is going to solve everything, you're sadly mistaken. You need to get rid of Matthews and Nylander as well and clean house and restart. But I do get it in the sense that, you know, their Leafs are probably going to run it back this year with, I mean, obviously with the team they have now. But to think that Marner is the issue and, you know, this is going to solve all their problems, they're going to have a rude awakening in playoffs yet again.
I think it was a little tough that the return for Mitch Marner was Nick Waugh, straight up 1-for-1.
Yeah.
There was no leverage there.
Yeah.
Right?
It's still...
But nobody was willing to offer something a little more than Nick Waugh.
Yeah.
I think the way that kind of transpired, I think Mitch kind of screwed the Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure he released a trade list that he'd be interested in teams that'd be interested in going to. And it was like Vegas, Florida, and like 2 other teams.
I don't know if Vegas was on there.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Maybe. I know the trades he declined were the Hurricane. Trading to the Hurricanes for Rantanen.
Yes.
Swap. And to be fair to Marner, he has every right to
He absolutely does.
Like, if you give that guy a no trade clause, like, there's a reason he wants to stay with you. And he did everything he could. He wanted to play out the rest of this year.
Yep.
And try to get something back and, you know, try to just do something with the team and, you know, bring a cup home to his hometown team. Maybe, you know, it didn't live up to the expectations, and, you know, I don't think anyone can live up to the expectations though in Toronto. I really don't. Yeah. There's no one on God's green earth that can live up to the Toronto Maple Leafs expectations.
No.
You know, if they win a Stanley Cup, it's one thing, but outside of that, there's, yeah, it's crazy.
It's I find it interesting that Vegas gets another superstar. It's every year, man, every single year. I think Nick Waugh was around Vegas for a long time too. At least a pretty long time.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of interesting to see how that team operates wildly differently than any other team in the NHL does.
They do. And
I mean, they've been competitive the entire time they've been a team. I think they missed the playoffs one year.
Yeah. The only player they've truly developed at 18 is Dorofeev. Everyone else they got in, and it's tough too because you got expansion drafts. They're a new team.
Yeah.
But they've traded away every single draft pick they've made.
It's weird. It reminds me of like basketball.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot more basketball like where it's constant movement. Guys don't stick around, right? We use you until you piss us off and then you're gone.
Yeah.
We use you
They're talking about getting rid of Hurdle.
There's another that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's interesting how that team operates compared to every other team in the NHL, and they've been competitive. They've won a Stanley Cup in 8 years.
Yeah. I mean, they did it within 5 of their franchise being
which is nuts.
live. Yeah.
But
Impressive. Super impressive stuff.
I don't think long term that's going to work. And I'm really interested to see how Mitch Marner and Jack Eichel are going to mesh together.
Yeah, me too.
Guarantee they're going to be playing together.
Mm-hmm.
That would be such a skilled line.
Yeah.
But
it would be fun to watch.
Who knows if it's going to work? Like,
too.
At the end of the day, maybe Mitch Marner is the problem.
Yeah.
And he's the whole problem. He's the culture issue. He's going to bring Justin Bieber is going to come to Knights games, and it'll bring all that with him. It's just going to be interesting.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see.
It will. And like Jack Eichel also is on his last year of his contract.
He's gone next year.
Do you think so?
Getting traded for a bigger and better player.
True.
Connor McDavid's going. Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
That would actually make a lot of sense for
Connor McDavid to the Knights for Jack Eichel.
That would be
probably
crazy.
some picks and some other players.
But then if I was Jack Eichel, I would not stay with the Oilers.
No.
I'd get the hell out of there.
Why would you want to go from Vegas to Edmonton?
Yeah. Well, and like
I've never been to Edmonton. I have no idea what it's like. But why would you want to go from Vegas to Edmonton?
Yeah. I mean, really, Vegas, the only place I could see myself being happy, aside from my Sharks fandom, being happy getting out of Vegas is maybe Tampa Bay or Florida.
Yeah.
Like, other than that, I can't think. Maybe Nashville would be cool, but
Nashville would be cool. I would love to live in Nashville.
Yeah, but their franchise is not something I want to play for.
Well, no, it's probably the easiest franchise to get a statue built for you.
True. Yeah, and make money.
Banners hung.
Make money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can go party on the Strip all night.
Yeah, yeah.
On Broadway. That'd be awesome.
That would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, statue. Yeah, that's a good one.
Get a statue on Broadway too. That's badass. You walk by, hey, that's me.
You'll get your own bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You have a rooftop bar just for you. Super easy.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I think for Eichel, I mean, it'll be interesting to see where he goes. That would be a crazy trade, though. Eichel for McDavid.
I'm just thinking because the timeline works out with Connor McDavid's contract expiring,
and Eichel's,
they always seem to get, the best player available. Knights do.
Yeah.
Every single year, it's like the best player in trade talks. Oh, now they're a Knight. Best player going into free agency. Oh, now they're a Knight.
Yep.
That would be very, 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 very annoying as a Sharks fan.
And fitting. It would be. It'd fit. Like
Connor McDavid goes anywhere, I hope it's an East Coast team. Same. So the Sharks only have to play him twice a year.
Yeah.
He has to make the Cup Finals for them to play him there.
True.
Like the Sharks are anywhere close to it.
I know, they're not. Yeah, they're not close to that. But I don't want them to go to. I also feel like if you're Connor McDavid or the Oilers and you trade your best player to division rivals that you constantly play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that trade's going to happen in the regular. I don't see that because I could see McDavid signing with them. I don't know about a trade, though, if you're Edmonton, willingly giving your best player to your division rival that you constantly see in the playoffs every year.
There's two possibilities for this happening, right? It's either going to be McDavid to the Knights or McDavid to the Leafs because now they have the cap space for him.
Oh, my God.
McDavid to the Leafs. Book it now.
Honestly, oh, my God.
I'd be pissed.
I would be very pissed.
I'd be livid.
Because he's not going to win a Stanley Cup in his career. And I've said that.
I don't care about that.
Well, I've said I want the guy to win a Stanley Cup. He's the best player in the NHL. I want him to win a Stanley Cup. But he's not going to do it with Edmonton.
They have $50 million wrapped up in 4 players.
Yeah.
McDavid, and this is before McDavid's new contract, which I'm sure he's going to make probably the league maximum, right? Or close to it. It'll probably make $16, $17 million.
They're not.
Right?
Yeah.
Right now they have, I think it's $48.3 million tied up between McDavid, Draisaitl, Darnell Nurse, and why am I forgetting his name?
Bouchard.
Evan Bouchard. There we go. It's some ridiculous. Maybe it's like 46, but either way, it's ridiculous number.
Well, yeah. I mean, Draisaitl this year is now making $14 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
McDavid's still at 12.5. There's 26 mil right there.
Yep.
Bouchard is making $10.5 million. Crazy.
Yep.
That right there is $36,000 or $36 million.
36. Wow for those guys.
And then you got Darnell Nurse making $9.2 million a year. Mind you, 4 years left on that deal.
Yeah.
And he is 30 years old.
Yeah.
And he's making $9.2 million.
That's crazy.
Who, mind you, we said that in the Stanley Cup final, Bouchard and Nurse looked worse than Florida's bottom three defensemen.
Yeah.
Or bottom
Third
two.
pairing.
Third pairing. The third pairing defenseman. And those guys are making more than any defenseman on the Panthers.
Yeah. Aaron Ekblad just signed for what, $6 million, something like that?
Mm-hmm. And Bouchard and Nurse.
Crazy Ekblad. I think Ekblad could have gotten probably $9-10 million on the open market. So it's kind of crazy that he signed for that cheap. I'm not saying Ekblad's necessarily worth $9-10 million. No. I don't think he is.
None of them are. Like Bouchard's not worth $10.5 million.
Hell no. I think those two contracts, I mean, the Nurse contract has looked awful since he signed it. I think he signed it the same summer that, is that the same summer that Seth Jones took his huge deal?
Yeah.
And
they both have 4 years left on their deal.
Yeah. So that
Seth Jones is $7 million, and he, after this year, looks like he deserves every bit of that.
Back to Columbus Seth Jones days. Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people gave.
He was the only Jones, NHL player on the Blackhawks for 2 seasons.
Yeah. It was like the Carlson on the Sharks.
Yeah.
But he couldn't. He's not an offensive defenseman, so it's not really. He can't put up 100 points like Carlson did.
Those Nurse and Bouchard contracts, the Nurse contract already looks atrocious.
Yeah.
The Nurse contract, the Bouchard contract is going to look atrocious no matter what.
Yeah.
There's not. Who makes more than them as a defenseman?
I think
Erik Karlsson still.
Yeah, I think it's the same.
He's like 11.5 mil.
Yeah. Let me look it up.
Outside of him, who makes more than Evan Bouchard?
Should we ask our producer?
Yeah, let's ask our producer.
Let's ask our producer. We have a new producer. Her name's I don't know what her name is, but
ChatGPT.
Hey, who's the most paid defenseman in the NHL as of this season? Oh, she's typing.
She's thinking. Our producer's a little slow.
Say that again. This was a lot louder.
Roll the clip.
Hold on.
Why was it so?
Okay. She said it's Erik Karlsson.
Yeah.
Erik Karlsson, $11.5 million a year.
Then let me pull this up.
Which that one, I mean, that was not Mike Greer signing it. That was Doug Wilson signing that contract.
Yeah.
Which at the time, I mean, Erik Karlsson still is one of the best defensemen of the 2010s.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore. But, I mean, he's a veteran. He got a great contract because the Sharks wanted to re-sign him and keep him in San Jose so they could make another cup run.
Yeah.
And then everything fell apart. But I'm comfortable. I would be, as a team right now even, I would be more comfortable paying Erik Karlsson $11.5 million than I would ever want to pay Bouchard $10.5.
So here's the top 5 list for the 25-26 NHL season for average salary. Now, given Quinn Hughes and Cale Makar, I believe, are both due for an extension.
Yes.
Not this next season, but the season after. Okay. Right? It's like 26-27, that NHL season, I believe. Or it might be 27-28, but either way. So they're both on a little bit older of deals, but Erik Karlsson is number 1, 11.5. Rasmus Dahlin is number 2 at 11 mil. He, I think, is worth it.
Yes.
Drew Doughty is getting paid $11 million.
At the time when he signed it, I'm sure.
Time when he signed it, yes, and also he's kind of fucking earned it. He played his entire career with the LA Kings and won 2 Stanley Cups and was a perennial Norris. He was getting Norris votes his entire career. I think he might have won one. Then Evan Bouchard, 10.5. And then the guy below him is Zach Werenski at $9.58 million.
Damn.
Right? Zach Werenski is worth it. He was a Norris finalist this year.
Yeah.
Evan Bouchard is the only player on this list who's not. I think Dahlin's been a Norris finalist in his career.
I feel like, because they always, I mean, again, the Norris trophy as it is already, our beef with it if you're regular on this podcast. But regardless, even if they are an offensive defenseman, Zach Werenski, he was a finalist this year, Quinn Hughes and Cale Makar. But yeah, I think Bouchard, that contract is just, I think it's to keep him because they couldn't afford to really lose him, because if you lose Bouchard, you lose McDavid.
Yeah.
And I think that's why the 4 years, if it was an 8-year deal, I'd be like, oh, Lord.
Last season was the highest he's ever finished in Norris voting. He finished 6th, Rasmus Dahlin.
Okay.
By the way, he was the sixth most voted for player in the Norris Trophy. Even though the Norris Trophy, again, has its flaws, it's still a good metric to gauge, how this player's career has gone.
An offensive defenseman's career.
Yes. Yeah. Evan Bouchard is not up there. And he's
finished
getting
11th this year.
$10.5 million.
Yeah.
That's nuts. You have $20 million wrapped up in a mediocre blue line.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, a blue line that got outplayed by an entire team.
Yes, by Nico Mikkola. You're worse than Nico Mikkola.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
You can blame the goaltending all you want, right? And there's definitely some glaring flaws with
Skinner,
with Stuart Skinner and I don't even remember what his backup's name is.
Pickard.
Calvin Pickard. That's bad. But at some point, right, you got to have some competent defensemen to play in front of him. And if Darnell Nurse is the most competent defenseman you can put on your roster, and you have to pay him $9 million to want to play there, that's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a big issue.
Yeah. Well, do you think, and this is kind of a big topic right now, but do you think that the no state income tax has really any effect on these decisions, maybe these signings? And
it will.
Yeah.
I think I looked it up one time. I was telling my girlfriend about this because she was unfamiliar. She watches the podcast sometimes. Shout out, Presley. I love you. Just to hear me talk about the stupid NHL facts. That's what she said.
Yeah.
But I was explaining to her how it works, and specifically Alberta, where I was comparing Edmonton and Florida.
Yeah.
Specifically Alberta, the highest tax bracket for Canada is 33%. The highest tax bracket for the U.S. is 38%. There's no state income tax in Florida, and all these guys are in the highest tax brackets possible, right?
Yeah.
So you're getting taxed at a 38% to play in Florida, but Alberta specifically has a 15% tax on the highest income tax bracket, right, for the provincial tax. So combined, you're getting taxed at 48% if you play in Alberta. So that $14 million that Leon Draisaitl is earning comes out to just over $7 million in his pocket, whereas if he made $14 million in Florida, it'd be like $9 million. It's like a $2 million increase.
Yeah. When
it comes to guys who are at the lower end of pay, right, you're talking about maybe $20,000, $30,000. Like if you're making league minimum, you're talking about a $20,000, $30,000 difference, which I feel like that's a lot easier to overlook. Whereas if you're on the upper echelon of pay, you're making 10 plus, right? Yeah. That's a huge increase. Yeah. That's millions of dollars a season. You look at someone like Aaron Ekblad, right? He'd have to get paid $8 million elsewhere to make the same money as he makes in Florida, something like that.
I think it's also different.
It's interesting
with the countries too, because I feel like
that's also a huge thing.
Yeah,
you get paid $6 million in Florida, buy a house outright on the beach.
Yeah,
and during the summers you're in the ocean, or you could live in Alberta, where housing is more expensive. Yeah, the Canadian housing market's kind of fucked right now.
Yeah, look at us.
Yeah, I know, right? Analyzing economics.
Yeah.
No,
this is an economic podcast.
You have to pay, $2-3 million for a house.
Yeah.
And it's freezing cold half of the year.
Yeah.
And during the summertime, the weather's still weird.
Yeah.
It's not summertime. You have to vacation in Cancun or whatever it is. You have to go places to actually enjoy your summer. Not saying you can't enjoy a summer in Canada. It's beautiful up there, but well, not necessarily in Edmonton, but it does make a difference. I don't know. At the end of the day, every single sport has to account for this. Every sport that has a salary cap, right? Baseball, you don't have to account for that because whatever your owners have, they can pay you, right?
Yeah.
So that I don't really count. But you look at like the NBA. Would you rather live in Miami or would you rather live in Minnesota and play for the Timberwolves, right?
Yeah, that too. There's that. Like, people often point that and be like, oh, well, there's no state income tax there. And it's like, okay, yeah. But these Florida players are living 40 minutes outside of Miami.
Yeah.
On the beach.
Yeah.
And then they're competing with teams like Minnesota or Edmonton, Alberta.
You look at teams in the NBA that have, for the most part, perennially been bad. Who wants to live in Portland? Right? Mm-hmm. Trailblazers, I can't remember the last time they were actually really good for a long period of time.
They had like little spurts, but nothing.
It's like you have to pay these guys, right? And the pay does make a difference, right? If you have to live in Portland and you get taxed at, whatever the hell Portland or Oregon's income taxes. I know they have zero sales tax, but you it does come into effect, but then you also have to tell them, hey, Portland's a great city to live in. No, it's not.
Yeah.
So it's all comes into effect here. It's not just the pay difference. Because at the end of the day, I thought it was more of a disparity, to be completely honest. I didn't realize Canada's federal income tax was actually lower than the U.S. At the highest bracket.
Yeah. It's
5% lower, which is a huge chunk, right? Mm-hmm. We're talking about a 10% increase being such a huge amount. 5% is a lot.
Yeah.
If there was a province with no state income tax, I guarantee most Canadian players will want to play in Canada.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But you also factor in location, and you look at a team like Winnipeg that seems like can't keep a single free agent.
Yeah.
It's same issue with Columbus, and I'm pretty sure Ohio doesn't have. They have a really low state income tax.
Yeah.
So that also plays in a huge factor. Mm-hmm. Is location.
So players also pay what's called a jock tax, where they're subject to this tax for games that are played in other states and cities. So they pay an income tax in the states where they play road games. So they don't, just because you're in Florida and you don't have any state income tax, if you're playing in New York City, the Rangers, you still have to pay New York City state income tax on that game because you played in New York City.
That's interesting.
And I want to say, again, this is not much research done on this for me, but I'm assuming that if people come to Florida and play, they don't pay state income tax on that game. So even if they don't have, no income tax, like the Leon Draisaitl example, even if he was in Florida, you're playing 41 games outside of, well, I guess if you count Tampa Bay, but
playing 41 games in
41 minus 4.
Well, you're playing.
Oh, you're also playing
41 games in Edmonton that you're getting taxed at 48%, right? And really, it's 43, probably 45 games because you also play Calgary.
Yeah,
it's probably 43 actually. Because probably play 2 road games, 2 home games.
Yeah.
So it's 43 games that you're getting taxed at 38%. Whereas if you're in Florida, it's 43 games that you're getting taxed at 38%. 10% difference there on over half the games that you're going to play, or who knows how it's going to work out with the 84 game season. But,
but they're also, all these teams are like, you're moving around. Yeah, you play a lot of games at home, and it definitely, I think the difference between what they get paid and what they take home, the $2 million example, I think is a little bit closer of a margin. Yeah. Because of that jock tax.
I actually never knew that.
Yeah. Because
uneducated podcaster. Take my podcast gear away.
tariff. Also, if I see another fucking make a podcast on anyone's podcast, if I see make podcast equipment more expensive, get original, buddy. Like I've seen that so many times now. That is not funny.
I was gonna throw dollar bills at there.
Yeah, take my money. I don't care. But anyways, yeah, the jock tax I think kind of levels it a little bit more in terms of like the difference in money. Because they do, they play Edmonton plays in Vegas 2 times a year.
Yeah.
Which is no state income tax. Yeah, that's only 2 games, but you're still making that. Edmonton also plays in Nashville at least once a year. And then on the contrary, Florida plays almost half of their games in states with income tax. I
think the thing that makes it really difficult is there's really no way to legislate this because you have to. The NHL would have to figure out something with both the United States and the Canadian government.
Yeah.
Which is probably never going to happen as far as income taxes being the same. The other thing is, do they get paid in American or Canadian dollars?
That's a great question.
Probably American, right? I'd assume.
I would hope if I was a Canadian guy to get paid in American dollars. But if you're a Canadian team though, if you're Edmonton, why would you pay? I don't know how that works. I can look that up, but
it's probably the Canadian equivalent of whatever your contract is in American dollars, right? So if you're like Connor McDavid, you have a $12 million contract, $12.5 million contract. It's the Canadian equivalent of that. I would assume because the NHL is an American company.
Yeah.
Headquarters are in New York?
Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Why have I never actually thought about that before?
I know. I've
never thought about that.
Well, if you think about it, Edmonton makes money.
That's probably a stupid question.
On ticket sales and stuff like that. So I'm sure they pay their players in Canadian dollars.
Yeah. No, I could guarantee you they're paid in Canadian dollars, but I bet you it's the Canadian equivalent of whatever their contract is in American dollars.
Oh, yes. Like 11 million US dollars, but they get paid.
Then you get paid in the Canadian equivalent based on current exchange rate or whatever it is.
Yes, exactly. I think, that's probably the case. But all this conversation is just telling me one thing, and it's that taxation is theft.
We should
absolutely. Just get rid of it. If you really want a solution for all this state, no state income tax, get rid of taxes.
Here's what
taxation
you do.
Is theft.
You come to the good old hockey podcast, you get your economic talk, you get your political talk, and your hockey talk all in one space.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
This is more than a hockey podcast.
Taxation is theft.
It is. But yeah, I mean, if you realistically, it's never going to be fair, a level, even playing field, because there's always...
You'd have to figure out the specific, tax level for every state.
Yep.
Based on whatever tax bracket that you land in, which I think for 100%, if I remember correctly, it's 100% of these guys are in the top tax bracket for every state and or for the country they play in and whatnot.
Yeah.
You'd have to figure out what they are taxed and what percentage they're taxed, and then adjust the salary cap for each team selectively, right?
Yeah.
So Florida would have a lower salary cap than Edmonton, and then the teams in California.
Yeah.
Which then blurs the line, because a lot of teams, they mess around with the cap and they make things work for them.
Yep.
Obviously, with what's been happening with the LTIR loophole.
Yep.
Then it gets really interesting, because even if you do that, right, then the teams that have the higher cap with the higher taxes are still going to end up with better players.
Yeah.
And it's going to become an issue. So I don't think there is any fixing this.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think ultimately it's a stupid thing to complain about, because there are so many other factors too. Regardless if everything was, if it was a level playing field, there are so many other factors with, if it was a level playing field, then maybe people want to go live in New York City and play.
Buffalo and Columbus and Winnipeg are still fucked.
Yeah, no matter what.
They're fucked no matter what.
You're where you are. And if it is even, then maybe more players go play in Canada, whatnot.
Utah is going to start getting screwed, because who the hell wants to live in Utah?
Yeah.
live in Idaho and have a little bit of a rivalry.
Yeah.
Who wants to live in Utah though?
Yeah.
With all the Mormons, get your shots electronically poured. Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Right. So it's going to be unfair regardless.
Yeah.
So why are you going to go through basically completely rework the salary cap system?
Yeah.
To change something that probably doesn't have as much of an effect that we think it does.
Yes, correct.
Like, yes, it's going to play into account, but I think also location. Who wants to live in Philadelphia and raise kids in Philadelphia? No offense to Philadelphians.
Yeah. Great city,
nobody,
a lot of history, but it's like the market. I'm sorry, but if you have a chance to live on the beach, in Florida or even LA too. LA is another spot.
Los Angeles, Anaheim's beautiful.
Yeah.
Anaheim is, I hate Anaheim. I love hating on Anaheim. Orange County is beautiful.
Yeah.
Right? You can live in Escondido, not Escondido.
And if you're making millions of dollars a year,
Yeah.
like you're fine. For us, city, like normal folk,
Yeah.
living in expensive areas suck for us. But if you are making $1 million a year alone, like league minimum, Macklin Celebrini in San Jose can afford a beautiful house in a couple of years. And he'll be fine.
Yeah.
But
he can afford a house now.
Yeah,
He's fine. He's making $1 million a year.
Yeah.
he's better off than 99% of San Jose.
Yeah. The only people making more than him are probably the CEOs of Silicon Valley in San Jose.
Yep.
But he's making more than 99% of people.
You're fine no matter what. What's the minimum salary cap's like $765 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's the least you can make in the NHL.
Yeah.
That is like the top 1% of everybody, all earners.
Yeah.
And that's at league minimum.
Yeah.
You're fine no matter what. I think where you are plays in a whole lot more than how much you can get paid there.
Yes.
Would you rather live in Dallas or would you rather live in Winnipeg?
I'm picking Dallas.
I'm picking Dallas,
yeah.
100%.
And these players can live on the outskirts. You can live far away. Like they're fine.
Yeah.
These players are not, they're taking, I would say they're taking location into factor more than they are
absolutely
what they're taking home, because these guys are taking home millions of dollars.
Well, think about it. Teams before Vegas came around.
Yeah.
Right. First of all, Florida was atrocious for years, right? They could not build anything to save their life.
Right.
And they still had no state income tax.
Yeah.
Right. A team like New York, which has a high state income tax and a very high cost of living, they always land free agents.
Yeah.
Look at Patrick Kane, guys like that. They always end up there.
Yep.
And that is purely location.
Yeah.
You talk about Atlanta was a horrible team, right? Mm-hmm. The entire time they were in the NHL and the first time as well.
Yeah.
Who wants to live in Atlanta?
Yeah. I think they have a chance now because they're going to, it's kind of switching gears here, but Atlanta, from what I've seen, when the Thrashers played, they played downtown.
Yeah.
Now they have a chance to where the Braves play outside of Georgia. They play in
South Carolina.
No. They play in Georgia. Sorry, they play outside of Atlanta though. In more like the suburbs area. It's not like you don't want to live. Sometimes playing downtown is tough, you know, unless you're
It works for San Jose because
San Jose's downtown is tiny,
very mellow and tiny.
Yeah. But if you're a team,
by the way, those players are living in Willow Glen and Almaden and
exactly,
they're Santa Teresa Hills. They're chill.
Yeah, they're outside
gated communities.
And in Atlanta, they have a chance to. I think it's just a different landscape of where the Braves play versus where the Hawks play.
Yeah,
downtown. And I think it'd be good for the game to be there.
When Chicago is not good, it's very hard for them to attract players there.
Right.
Because of location.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Hawks Stadium?
Yes.
It is.
Blackhawks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was United Center?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking about the Atlanta Hawks, but.
Oh.
Yeah. When I said Hawks. Yeah.
Whoops. I'm stupid.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Chicago. No. Anyways, go on.
But yeah,
go
Chicago,
on.
yeah.
You can't attract anybody there because it's in a shitty place. It's sketchy.
Right, yeah.
Right? Who the hell wants to raise their kids in Chicago?
But even then,
have to live
those
outside
players,
of Chicago, way
right.
outside of Chicago.
Yeah, and those players do. They don't live downtown
Yeah, no.
Chicago. They live in I forget what that place is called.
That also factors in,
LaGrange,
though. You
where
think
Justin
about
lives
my example for this would be
or lived.
downtown San Jose is where the Sharks play, right?
Yeah.
But they play right off 87, which is a 10-minute drive down the freeway from Almaden.
Yeah. Yeah, like
So
from our house, like
But like to get to the United Center in Chicago, if you're living in Naperville or somewhere like that,
Yeah.
it's a 45-minute drive.
yeah,
Which
these
could also
guys
factor into.
could be fine. They're driving their Range Rovers.
I guess that's true.
No bounce. Like they're fine.
They're showing up to
Telling you.
practicing 2 hours a day, going
Yeah.
home, sleeping.
That too. Like they're
Must be nice.
they're not like us for beer league where they're coming in an hour before the game. Those
Yeah.
guys are coming in like
4 hours before the
4
game.
hours
Yeah.
before the game. It's like a whole
They're getting prepped. Also,
Yeah.
side note, our beer league team shows up to games like an hour before games.
Yeah.
We, we get into it early. Boys
Yeah,
are
we
drinking
do.
beers in the locker room, hanging out, having a great time.
We're gonna bring a soccer ball this year.
Hell yeah.
And we're
Some
gonna
sewer.
before the game. That's what we're doing. But yeah, that's your financial economic lesson for today, everyone, for listening.
It doesn't make that much of a difference.
No, it
I don't
doesn't.
think it does at all. I think
really don't.
location is way more important.
Yes.
Otherwise, LA and New York would never be able to get
Right.
free agents because
Yeah.
they get taxed so high.
Yeah.
And I
It's-
think Canada not being able to get free agents is more of just you have to live in Canada, right? I feel like the only Canadian team that really signs big fish free agents is Toronto.
Yeah. And a lot of Canadian players are Toronto fans.
They're born and raised in Ontario.
Yeah.
So it makes all the sense.
Yeah.
I want to go play home, right?
Yeah.
Play for my hometown team I grew up cheering for.
Yeah.
That makes a whole lot of sense. I think we're going to see a shift in that. This conversation's kind of going all over the place. I think we're going to see a shift in that because we're seeing a lot more talent come from East or West Coast Canada.
Yeah.
Connor Bedard, Macklin Celebrini.
Yeah. I think where's Gavin McKenna from?
Gavin McKenna's from Yukon territory. I think he's from
Really?
somewhere up north. Yeah. If I remember correctly, he's like
I'll look it up.
the highest touted prospect from Yukon ever.
Yeah.
Was that right?
He is, what can I see it? Whitehorse, Canada,
Whitehorse. Yep.
which
This
is
is Yukon.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a shift where teams on the East Coast, like Edmonton, Calgary.
Oh my gosh.
Huh.
He is deep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that town's tiny.
Yeah.
But I think you'll see a shift where it'll be less Toronto. I mean, you always still have Ontario is the mecca of the sport, right?
Right.
You're always going to have fantastic players coming out of that area. But I think we're going to see a shift to more talent coming. If Bedard leaves, I think there's a pretty high likelihood he goes to Vancouver. And if Macklin leaves, I hate to say it.
No.
I don't want to say it, but if he were to leave, I think there's a pretty high likelihood he'd try and sign to Vancouver.
Yeah. If it
Just
was,
because why wouldn't you? You go home and play for your hometown team.
Yeah.
The Sharks will never have that because San Jose is not a hockey mecca.
No.
Right? You'll see some guys here and there.
But there's,
I guess Celebrini did play for the Sharks, but
Yeah,
for the
I mean
junior
that's
Sharks,
why I think we're safe. Is that he's got
ties here.
Yeah, he does.
Pops was the trainer for the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, his parents live.
Go hang out with Draymond.
Yeah, his
Chill.
parents live in Livermore.
Do they?
Yeah, they live in Livermore.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Either way.
Shout out our friends from Livermore, but yeah.
Either way, I think it's interesting, and the cap difference I don't think actually makes that much of a difference.
I don't think so either. But
anyways.
let's switch gears and talk about Gavin McKenna.
Oh, boy.
Because he just signed with Penn State. So I'm super excited. We've talked about this a good amount this year, just with the new rule where CHL players can now play in the NCAA.
Yeah.
Quick backstory for anyone that doesn't know. The CHL was never allowed, the NCAA never allowed players from the CHL to come play for them because...
I can tell you why.
Okay, go ahead.
I looked into this a lot for the one time I went up and played at Dove Camp and got absolutely smoked by actual good hockey players. But so the CHL was never allowed to send players to NCAA because of NCAA's ruling on the CHL being considered semi-professional hockey. So basically, if you play in the CHL, no matter where you're playing, if you don't live in that city, right? So say you play for the Regina Pats in the WHL, but you're from Kelowna, British Columbia. You're getting sent there. You're getting your housing expenses paid for. You're not paying for anything, basically. Yeah. It's all subsidized. Your gear, your equipment, travel, everything is subsidized, right? Mm-hmm. And you probably make a little money on the side.
Yep.
Gear sponsorship, shit like that. That technically made you ineligible from playing NCAA hockey because it was seen as semi-pro. You were getting paid to play. Yep. You're getting free stuff to play. Mm-hmm. It's payment.
Yeah.
That recently changed. I forget who the player was, but the first player committed to play NCAA hockey after playing the CHL.
Probably last year.
It was last season.
Yeah.
Basically, the NIL changed all this.
Yeah.
And the fact that players could get paid brand sponsorships and shit like that. And that was the main reason why CHL players weren't allowed to do that or weren't allowed to play, was because they were getting free stuff, right? Yeah. Which is basically the exact same thing that college players are getting for NIL money.
Yeah.
But that all changed, so now CHL players can go over and play in the NCAA after, which is a huge stepping stone for hockey. I think we're going to see better hockey players come out of it and more talent.
I'm so this is so good for the game of hockey and development. Great for college hockey in the States, which
kind of sucks for CHL.
Yes,
you're still going to see it as a stepping stone.
Yeah,
players are still going to play there.
Okay, I disagree though, because Macklin Celebrini, for example, our king, he went to BU.
Yep.
And
BC. No, BU.
BU.
Shit. Think it was Smith.
Yeah.
I don't know puck.
Macklin Celebrini wanted to go to college to play hockey.
Yeah.
And Macklin very well could have gone to the CHL and played.
Yes.
Played there. But if you want to play at the time for Macklin Celebrini, if you wanted to play in college, you had to play U.S. minor league because they don't get paid. Like, you had to play the USHL.
It's U.S. juniors. Yeah.
Yeah. You had to play those because they don't get paid.
It's no different.
Right.
Genuinely no different than the CHL setup. It's just because it's an American system.
Right. And it's they don't attract as high level prospects as the CHL does. Now, and maybe this sucks for US minor teams, but again, it's just growing the game because now these players can go play in the CHL and still have a chance to go play college afterwards.
Yeah.
So I think it's still good for the CHL. Yeah, they're not going to keep guys who are 19, 20 years old playing there, but frankly, they don't really need that. It's probably better to have a bunch of 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds playing together, and then once they hit 18, they come to the States and they play NCAA hockey, where all those guys are now adults. And it's just a better stepping stone to get to the NHL because it's tough. It's the development system in the NHL is not an easy thing to crack.
I wonder if you'll still see players. My first thought was Quentin Musty, right? Went back and played for the Sudbury Wolves after his draft year.
Yeah.
And I wonder if we're going to see players who get drafted, right, out of the CHL, whatever it may be, played in the OHL.
Yeah.
They get drafted, late first round, early second round pick, something like that. Like a highly touted prospect, great player. Yeah. And they're not ready to make the jump to the NHL, which 99% of them are not out the first year. Mm-hmm. I wonder if you'll see all of those guys now go to NCAA and play there rather than sticking in the CHL and playing out until they're 20.
Right.
I'm curious as to how that'll work out.
Okay, well, I got an example. So, Simon Wang.
Big Wang.
He played in the OHL last year for the Oshawa Generals. He is committed to Boston University next year.
Interesting, yeah.
So he is a player where his first year, like he's not going to be a player that jumps to the NHL right away, right? But instead of going back to the CHL, he's going to go play NCAA hockey, which I think is a way better stepping stone because, like, Sam Dickinson on our team, the Sharks.
There's nothing else he can do in the OHL.
Yeah, like he did awesome, but it's like he's playing against guys that are just younger.
Yeah.
And it's hard. Yeah, he can develop. We'll see if he cracks the roster this year.
I'm hoping he will.
I think he will.
He does.
Yeah. If anything, he plays, AHL, whatever, but
he can't play AHL.
Oh, he can't.
Not aged out of OHL, which I find interesting.
So it's like,
well, the other thing is
that's the issue though. He can't play in the AHL until.
Well, this is also going to take a few years to fix because one of the other things that is going to make this really interesting is in the OHL, you can get signed to an NHL deal and have your rookie contract signed, right? So you're already under contract with your team.
Right. But you're loaned out.
But you're played down in the OHL.
Yeah.
Right? NCAA, you can't sign your contract until you are ready to make that jump, right? And you're going to play in the AHL or the NHL that next season. So I find it interesting how that's going to work out if you're going to see guys a lot. I wonder if you're going to see a lot more guys, get drafted by a team, play out in the OHL or whatever, commit to a college, and then say, I'm not signing for your team like we just saw with Isaac Howard.
Yeah.
Just because you don't have that, when you're 17, you sign a rookie deal.
Yeah.
Right. You're going to be jumping. It was your lifelong dream. You've been playing hockey competitively since you were 3 years old.
Yeah.
And you just got offered an NHL contract. You don't care who it is. You're going, sign.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're 21, 22,
and
played out a couple years.
Hobie Baker?
He did win a Hobie Baker.
Yeah.
He's at the highest capital he will ever be at, right?
Yeah.
Well, unless he turns into an elite NHL player.
Yeah.
He has the most trade capital that he will ever be at. So he has all the leverage in the situation. He can just say, no, I don't want to play for you.
Yeah.
Right. And I wonder if you're going to see that happen more because players aren't signed to rookie deals.
Yeah.
Because if Simon Wang, for example, if his plan is he's playing at BU next year, Sharks can't sign him until they're ready to bring him up to the roster.
Right.
Whereas in, Quentin Musty's situation where I think he might actually already be signed to a rookie deal.
Yeah, he was last year.
I think he is under contract with the Sharks, so he can't go and play college.
No.
Which is really interesting.
Let's see.
I wonder how that's going to affect future prospect growth. I could almost guarantee you're going to stop seeing, unless guys are NHL ready.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you're going to stop seeing guys get signed to rookie contracts and then be playing in the OHL.
Yeah. I think the fix for that should just be that you can get signed. You're just loaned to NCAA. I don't know.
You don't get paid.
Loan system, because I don't think Musty gets paid by the Sharks at all just to play.
I have no idea how that works because
no, like he has like his.
I think the under contract thing is just protection, right? Because then they can't go. Because then he's an RFA.
Yeah.
Right. So if he signs his rookie deal at 18, he is under contract now. If his contract expires, he's a restricted free agent. So the team still has all the leverage.
Well,
whereas if you're drafted and you're unsigned,
right, you're a UFA.
You're under protection until 22, right? So you can't go just hit the open market, say you're ready to go, and you're like, I don't want to play for you.
Yeah,
you have to wait out your term, which is why you see guys play out careers like Adam Fox, Isaac Howard, guys like that. You see them play out their career. Jimmy Vesey was a huge one. So I think it's going to be really interesting how this impacts the sport and how rookies and young players are signed to contracts and how the movement is going to change between rookies or young players and the teams they're drafted by.
Yeah.
Because I think that is something that will change that I'd never even thought of before sitting down and talking to you right now.
Yeah. Well, I think that's an easy fix for them. I mean, I don't know what the legal issues are. Again,
I think it's all with NCAA.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, they should have then a pact soon that they can be like, okay, yeah, you can sign your rookie deal, because the rule is like, even if like Musty still hasn't used any 3 of his years, even if he keeps going back, like he has to play 3 years in the AHL or NHL until he's a restricted free agent. So I think the same should be for the NCAA. You sign your contract at 17. This team drafted you at 17. I don't like that players like Isaac Howard can just leave.
Say fuck you. I'm not playing for your roster.
Yeah, and just do that. Like, I mean, even Adam Fox with the Flames, I disagree with how that went down. Yeah, because the Flames drafted him. The teams have the right.
I think it kind of screws them, right? Because you think about how much. I forget where Fox was like a later pick. He was like a 2nd or 3rd round pick. He wasn't like a 1st round pick. No. But Isaac Howard was a 1st round pick.
Yeah.
Tampa took him, I think, at 28 overall or 30 overall, something like that. That's a lot of capital that they basically wasted on a player who is probably going to be an effective NHL player, right? Like, they didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. Besides maybe keeping him down in college, not bringing him up, but I don't think he was ready to go. Yeah. I think that was actually probably a pretty smart decision. He's not cracking Tampa Bay's roster. Yeah. right? It kind of
He's definitely cracking Edmonton's.
yeah. He's replacing Stuart Skinner.
Well, okay.
That's pardon me, Jeff Skinner. There we go. I was
like,
wrong Skinner. Yeah, I just find it really interesting. I'm like, because it will change. I think it definitely will change how teams go about signing prospects. Because now every NHL team, they want them to go play in college because they're playing against older, faster, stronger players that's more accustomed to NHL hockey.
Yeah.
Right? The CHL is awesome. Super fun to watch.
Yeah. Super
high skill hockey, but it's not very much like the NHL.
No.
Where it's really fast paced, it's really high scoring. The only big benefit that I see for young players, they're playing a lot of games.
Yeah.
Right? They play, 60-something games in a year.
Yeah.
70 games in a year, whereas college hockey, you're playing 30, 40.
Yeah. Yeah.
But those 30, 40 games they're bigger, it's faster, it's more defensive, it's more accustomed to the NHL systems that we see. It's more like the NHL than the CHL is.
Right.
So teams are going to want their CHL players to say, hey, you got to go play college somewhere, right? Yep. Especially their highly drafted prospects, guys who get taken early to mid first round.
Yeah.
You're going to want those guys to develop because you have the most potential, right? But you can't sign them because they're going to NCAA. So I wonder if we're going to see more players walk just because they didn't sign a rookie deal at 18, right? That they're then bound to until they're 22, 23, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I wonder how that's going to change things.
Yeah.
Curious to see.
I think it's good for the sport of hockey.
I do too.
I think it's tough. It's like you got to work out the kinks, but in the long run, it's a good thing. I think we're going to see more D1 hockey programs popping up here soon. It's not going to be next year or the year after. I feel like it'll be a couple years, but
next 10 years, I'm sure it will explode.
Yeah. Next 10 years, like this will be a huge college hockey could be like college basketball or football where it's like almost every school has a team.
64-team tournament, baby.
The tough part is how expensive hockey is and teams to fund that. So it'll probably be just the big schools that have it. They're not going to have, like...
Bet you UNLV will get a team.
Yeah.
There's actual interest there, which is really interesting.
And with, the college landscape right now with all these players getting paid too, personally, I don't love it, but it's the way the world is. And Gavin McKenna, I'm excited to see how he plays with some of these guys. Because this is the first time we've ever seen this. We've never seen a CHL rock star. It was like
Connor McDavid coming over when he was 17 and playing college hockey.
Yeah, we didn't get to see that. We saw him light up the OHL and play for, what was it, the Erie Otters?
Yeah.
And we saw that happen, and, he was playing against kids his age.
And
whereas now Gavin McKenna's
2.5 points a game.
He's going to be playing big, like, men, young men. But it'll be, I'm super excited to see because
I'm thinking about me, if I was on that level, it's me playing against a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Right? Which I think there's a big difference there between a 17-year-old playing another 17-year-old.
Yeah.
And playing me. I know when I was 17, I was about as tall as I am now, but I weighed probably 50 pounds less.
Well, that's the thing. I'm curious.
I got chonky.
Yeah. Is he like, because we saw what Macklin did. We saw what Fantilli did. We saw what Eichel did at that age. I'm curious to see what McKenna does. Does he, because we didn't see with Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
Jack Eichel's a great player, but he's not Connor McDavid skill level.
I think
he's fantastic, but I will be watching a lot of Penn State hockey because I just want to see how this kid does this super highly touted prospect in the NCAA. Is he going to get the same amount of points as Macklin Celebrini? Because that'll make me feel a whole lot better about Macklin Celebrini.
I also think it's interesting. I think the Big Ten schools are going to kind of take over college hockey. I mean, you see BU and BC and Quinnipiac and all these schools are very, very, very hockey-rich schools. Hockey East has been around forever, and that's where all the big schools are, right? When you think about the big hockey school, you think of BU, you think of BC. Mm-hmm. I think the Big Ten is going to really take over because they have so much more football money.
Yeah.
Talk about Penn State, Michigan.
Just money in general. It's a bigger school,
more funding, more
students.
alumni.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see a big takeover in college sports, college hockey.
I mean, even Penn State, Penn State's always been good at hockey.
Yeah.
But they've
never been that team.
They've never been the team to land Gavin McKenna or a huge name like that. Like, that's never been what they are. It's always
go
been
to BC.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we're going to see a change here where you have more schools that are coming out of the Big Ten or whatever it is, Pac-12, like teams that are schools that actually have money.
Yeah.
Over the hockey schools of past.
Yeah. Like Quinnipiac is a small school.
They're a tiny little school. They have a lot of money for hockey.
But I don't know if they have $700,000 to spend on a player.
No, I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
That's probably their entire income from hockey. Yeah. So, that's probably untrue. But I think you're going to see, I wonder if you're going to see more like more powerhouse. I wonder if we're going to start seeing SEC hockey.
That would be cool.
Like,
their Asha teams are always pretty good.
So much money. It's all AAU now. Or I think,
right.
I think it's AAU.
It is, yeah.
By the way, it doesn't matter. You have so much money that they make off of football. Yeah. You think about, like, just imagine a Bama hockey program. That'd be badass. But they have so much money to throw around off of football alone, and there's interest down there. Mm-hmm. You see it, hockey's growing in the South with teams like Dallas, teams like Florida, shit like that.
Yeah.
So I almost wonder if you could see like an SEC school take on an NCAA hockey team.
Yeah.
I could absolutely see it happening and probably getting good very fast.
Yeah.
You think about it, right? You're, some kid from Hamilton, Ontario, right? And you want to, this is probably a bad example because I think that's a suburb of Toronto, but from Regina, right?
Yes,
from Regina, Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
You're some kid, right? You go play a couple years in the WHL, you play for the Pats or whatever it is. And then you have an option to go play college hockey in Maine at UMaine.
Yeah.
Or you could go to Bama.
Yeah.
And go watch Bama football on the weekends. And it's
great weather.
I think that would explode personally.
Yeah, I do too. I think we're going to see it really in the next couple of years. If one of those SEC teams makes the jump, it's just tough. Like, I mean, ASU kind of is an example of like, they're the newest team, I'd say.
I think UNLV is going to be the next team that gets a D1 hockey program. I know they've been pushing for it. They're actively pushing for it. They have an ACHA D1 team.
Yeah. I was going to say they're not in the pack. They're staying in the Mountain West this year.
Yeah. Everyone flipped out because they beat Denver without like their best player. I don't think they had Zebuyam at that point in time.
Yeah, it was a little weird, but still a great feat for them.
Like last year, they got beat like 10-1 by it was like not close at all. Yeah. They've been spanked by like 20 goals in the past 5 years.
Yeah,
but I think we could see that team. There is enough interest in UNLV for a D1 hockey team.
Get the Knights.
And yeah, exactly. I think you could actually see a team going there. And then once you start adding, I feel like once the NCAA adds one team, there's going to be like 50 teams to follow.
Yeah.
There's going to be a ton. And it's awesome. It should be awesome because we want to also keep developing American players. And the NCAA route was the biggest way that we developed American players.
Yeah.
So we probably need more teams with all the players that are going to be coming from the CHL, who are frankly probably better than a lot of American players. Yep. Although I love the United States, but Canada, you got some good hockey players. Yeah. So I hope that some more teams are added. I would love to see some SEC hockey.
Yeah.
I think it'd be badass. Have some state of the art facilities. Mm-hmm. Imagine a Tennessee Orange
cool.
hockey team. Yeah. That'd be sweet.
No, it would. And the fans.
Orange and white striped jerseys. Yeah. That's sick.
Yeah.
I think they already do. They have an Acha team.
They do. Yeah. And they pack the stadium where they're at. But all right, we're going to switch. Yeah. More sports, better for the game, growing the game. But yeah, watch some Penn State hockey this year. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to switch gears. We're going to play some games here to finish it out. Also, newsflash for everyone watching. If you're a loyal listener and you're listening to this point, we love you. But we are going to be moving to every 2 weeks for the next couple months until around September. Before the season starts, this is kind of like the last episode of, I guess, the biggest news we had with Mitch Marner and everything. But now the season's going to kind of slow down. Maybe it could be huge and we're like, oh, we got to record next week.
Yep.
But assuming it's still kind of slow, we're going to mix in more of these games too. And I have a fun one for you, Alan. And this is good. So what this is a fantasy draft, okay? So you're going to draft, this is a fantasy draft. All these players are 18 years old.
Oh, boy.
And you're the owner of a team. You're starting a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have to pick from these 7 or 8 players I have, maybe 9. So they're 18 years old, and you're starting a franchise with them.
Okay.
Player number 1 is Mitch Marner. Player number 2 is Leon Draisaitl. Number 3, Jonathan Toews, Patrick Marleau, Patrice Bergeron, Brent Burns, Roman Josi, and Duncan Keith. You're on the clock.
Oh, goodness.
You have the first 3 picks. Who you're taking?
Repeat the list real quick. So Marner, Draisaitl, and then I lost it after that.
Taves,
Marleau,
Bergeron,
Bergie,
Burns,
Josi,
Keith. Duncan Keith.
My first pick out of those players is Jonathan Toews.
Okay.
Which might be a little bit of an interesting pick, but I think people forget how good Jonathan Toews was in the early to mid 2010s. There was conversation between who was better, him or Sid.
Yeah.
Which is nuts.
Yeah.
And he's also a 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Mm-hmm. With that, I am picking Duncan Keith because he's also a 3-time Stanley Cup champion. He was one of, if not the best offensive defenseman in the world for like 10 years. Yeah. Fantastic player.
The third one's tough.
The third one is tough. I'm probably going to go with Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah.
I would love to pick Patrice Bergeron as well, but him and Jonathan Toews fill the same role.
That's what I was going to say.
Right?
Yep.
They're kind of the same player to me. They're very similar players to me. They're both more so defensive-minded centers that can also put up points. Mm-hmm. Mitch Marner, skill guy, very good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pick him over Leon Draisaitl. Patrick Marleau, I love him. He's one of my favorite players of all time.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was never the player that Leon Draisaitl is. Brent Burns, I love him, but Duncan Keith fills the same role, and I think he does it a little bit better on both sides of the ice.
Yeah.
Maybe not offensively, but definitely defensively.
Yeah.
And then Roman Josi, same kind of thing. I think Duncan Keith did what he did better. So my team is going to be Jonathan Toews, Leon Draisaitl up front, and Duncan Keith on the back end.
Okay. I feel like that's a great team.
They probably win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Got 2 leaders there. And then Leon Draisaitl to score the goals.
I have a feeling if you put a team together with like Jonathan Toews, Duncan Keith, and like Patrick Kane.
Yeah.
You could probably win.
You could probably win at least 3 Stanley Cups.
At least 3 Stanley Cups. I don't know.
That's in a 5-year window.
Yeah, just a feeling I have. I don't know. I'm no GM. But
I just find it crazy. We talk about Jonathan Toews now, and he just signed to Winnipeg, right? That was something we didn't really talk about. Jonathan Toews coming back to the NHL and to his hometown team, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Keep talking about that. I have another game I'm cooking up right now. So
people forget how good Jonathan Toews was in his prime. He was fucking unreal.
He was fantastic.
He was probably the best leader in the NHL, which is huge, and you need that. Created a team kind of started a team that won 3 Stanley Cups. He was the first major piece that they picked up. Well, I guess Patrick Kane was drafted before him, but whatever. There was a time when there was conversation of if he was better than Sid.
Yeah. And
that's crazy. I feel like the entire time Alex Ovechkin has been in the league, there have been fans who are like, Alex Ovechkin is the best player in the league, right? But they never really thought that. It was just because they're probably Caps biased or hated the Penguins, right? Yeah. They're either Caps fans or they liked Ovechkin because he scored a lot of goals. I love Ovi. He's one of, if not probably my favorite players ever played for another team that's not the San Jose Sharks.
Yeah.
He's awesome. I don't think he was ever really better than Sid. He definitely outscored Sid a whole lot because he's the greatest goal scorer of all time. But I don't think he was really ever better than Sid one specific season. You look at him and you go, I would pick you over you.
They were just different players.
They were different.
Yeah.
There was conversation between Jonathan Toews and Sidney Crosby of who was better in that early to mid 2010s, 2010 to 2015. Mm-hmm. If you look at NHL, if you take any account into NHL ranking or ratings, I think him and Sid were like tied in overall in NHL 14. They were both 94s.
Yeah.
And that really doesn't matter for anything. Take that with a grain of salt. It's NHL, and they give Darnell Nurse like an 87 overall every year. But it's just insane that there was legitimate question between who was a better player. Yeah. And I think Jonathan Toews is one of those guys where his prime was so overlooked, and people just forget about it because the last few years, I mean, obviously he lost a step, and then he was out of the NHL because of the whole COVID situation.
Yeah.
Sucks for him, but I'm super pumped to have him back in the NHL. He was a player I loved hating.
Yeah.
Because they beat the Sharks a lot, and when they were really, really good, they beat the Sharks for their first Stanley Cup in the conference finals.
Yeah.
That it seemed like the Sharks could never beat him again.
Yeah.
Fucking Corey Crawford. Man, I hated that guy. Corey Crawford was just Stuart Skinner, but good. Yeah. No talent, but he was good for some reason.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a ridiculous statement to make.
Yeah.
Corey Crawford was really good at NHL goalie, but I hated him. Yeah. I hated him so much. Anyways, go on.
No bias. All right. I got another one here. This is deep in the off season.
These are
the weeds. But you're going to be doing a fantasy draft again. You've got the first 3 picks.
Okay.
But you're going out for drinks tonight.
I'm going out for drinks tonight.
Yep.
Oh, boy. All right, let's go.
You've got 3 drinks to pick.
Let's hear it.
To draft. Okay. Oh, this one's kind of funny. Ice cold beer. You're going to draft this? I'm cutting that out. That's stupid. Okay, your drinks are Bloody Mary, margarita, ice cold beer, an old fashioned, a mojito, red wine, Moscow Mule, or a Long Island iced tea.
This is targeted. Number 1 pick off the board, Long Island.
Nice.
All right, we're getting after it. We're getting going quick.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna play 2. I'm taking Bloody Mary off the table.
Thank God, because I was not taking that. Okay. My second pick is absolutely a Marg.
Okay.
I'm going Marg. We're getting summer vibes.
Yeah. I'm gonna take mojito off the board.
I'm not picking that either.
Okay.
I think my third pick's got to be an ice cold beer.
Damn, that was my third one. Okay. You know what? I'll take an old fashioned. I'll be happy with that. And I think I'm going to have a killer hangover in the morning.
I think I know why. I think I just figured out why you said red wine. There was one time we were going somewhere and we were pre-gaming it. And I bought a bottle of red wine.
We were drank
red wine out of like a cup. It was like a plastic cup.
Yeah. So this is, I think when you first moved up. So we were like 23, 24. And we were going out downtown. And Alan showed up to the pregame with a bottle of red wine to our bachelor pad with 23-year-olds living there and asked for a wine cup. And I was like, we do not have a wine glass in our house since we've been here since 20 years old. And Alan, I think you finished like half the bottle.
I did.
Yeah. But yeah, I think you had a solo cup you were drinking.
That was a great time.
The red wine was not targeted. I forgot about that until you just said that. But I was just looking at lists of drinks there. But...
So I'm getting hammered off my list. And I'm probably throwing it up because a big ice cold beer last.
Yeah, you got iced tea. That's funny. All right, well, yeah, that was fun.
All right, I got a little game for you.
Okay.
So here's what this game is. It's going to be a 2-person game. We're using our editor, right?
All right.
And what we are going to do is we're asking ChatGPT to make a very hard random top 10 NHL list since the year 2000. And we're not going to know what the theme of the list is. It could be any stat category, anything at all. Okay. So we're asking it this question. We're going to see what it has to say. Okay. I actually think I already know what this list is. This is an easy list. So I asked ChatGPT make a very hard random top 10 NHL list ranked in order since the year 2000 without telling me the theme of the list until I ask. It can be any stat category. your top 10, ranked 1 through 10. Starting out with number 1, Henrik Sedin. Starting out with number 2, Joe Thornton. Number 3, Sidney Crosby. Number 4, Connor McDavid. Number 5, Patrick Kane. Number 6, Nicholas Backstrom. Number 7, Artemi Panarin. Number 8, Pavel Datsyuk. Number 9, Anze Kopitar. Number 10, Ryan Getzlaf.
Can I say first what I think before?
Yeah, no, we're gonna talk this through because there's a couple thoughts that I have.
Right. Okay, my first impression, having Jumbo number 2 on that list and also having Connor McDavid in that list, tells me it's got to do something with assists.
And Henrik Sedin, Sidney Crosby.
Yes.
So I have a couple thoughts here, just initially reading this out. By the way, we're doing this live. I asked the question live.
Yep.
My initial thought here is it's assists with a single franchise. So Henrik Sedin played his entire career with the Vancouver Canucks and had a whole lot of assists for them.
Yeah.
Then Joe Thornton played 15 years for the San Jose Sharks. Sidney Crosby played his entire career, has a whole lot of assists. Connor McDavid has a whole lot of assists. Patrick Kane, Nicholas Backstrom, they're all players who played a long time. What throws me off is Artemi Panarin.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of bounced around a little bit. Started out with Chicago, then he was on Columbus.
Yeah.
Now he's been on New York for a while.
How long, though? It was like 5 before COVID?
6 years. It was
right before COVID.
He left right after they swept Tampa.
Okay. That was 2018?
2018-19, I think. Yeah. That's what throws me off. So my second thought, and then Pavel Datsyuk, Anze Kopitar, Ryan Getzlaf, those guys kind of fall back in order. Same team, right? They played with for a long time. I would also think Nikita Kucherov would be on that list for up there because we're talking about guys who are getting hundreds of assists, right, in a single season. Not hundreds, but he put up over 100 assists or almost 100 assists in a lot of seasons. So I would think he's up there. So my second thought for this, and I want to take your take on this. I've done this before, and it gets really into the weeds.
Yeah.
Primary assists or assists to a single player. Joe Thornton to like Joe Pavelski or probably Patrick Marleau.
Yeah.
Henrik Sedin to Daniel.
Okay.
Sidney Crosby to Evgeny Malkin. Connor McDavid to Leon Draisaitl. Patrick Kane to Jonathan Toews or Patrick Sharp or someone like that. Nicholas Backstrom to Alex Ovechkin. I would think, no, it's definitely not that because Backstrom would probably be higher up that list.
Yeah, true.
Assist to a single player would probably be higher up that list because he's 6th.
And who would Panarin be to be on that list?
Chris Kreider because Zibanejad. That doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
I think it's probably primary assists.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like to me.
Yeah,
Watch it not be assist related at all. Just be like plus minus in a single season. Something stupid.
Yeah. I think we can lock in primary assists. I feel like that's the most confident just with the fact that Thornton and McDavid are on the same list together. Because at first I thought
it's definitely assists.
Like a voting for Hart or I don't know, something like that. But yeah.
All right.
Ready?
Locking in primary assists. Top 10 players with primary assists since 2000, especially with McDavid on there.
Yeah.
That's another thing that...
Since 2000, though? I mean...
That's another thing that makes me think that those is... Because if it was to a single player, I don't think McDavid is passed the puck to Leon Draisaitl enough to be up there above like Ryan Getzlaf, who's assisting on Corey Perry goals for his entire career.
I just am curious how the hell Panarin's on there. If it's since 2000?
Well, if you think Panarin's been a fucking baller.
Yeah.
He's putting up 100 plus points this season. He's another guy to talk about Jonathan Toews, how overlooked he is.
Yeah, true.
He's a guy who's been putting up consistently over 100 points with a lot of assists.
Okay, lock it in. Let's see.
All right. We're locking in top 10 players with primary assists since 2000. Boom. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
Bingo.
So the top 10 NHL players in primary assists since 2000 ranked. Wow. Henrik Sedin had 520. Jumbo Joe had 510. Sid had 495. McDavid had 475.
Since 2010?
Since 2000. 2001.
Damn.
Patty Kane, 460. Nick Backstrom, 445. These are approximate, I think.
Yeah.
Artemi Panarin, 430. Datsuk, 425. Anze Kopitar, 420. Ryan Getzlaf, 415.
Wow.
We did a great job.
Yeah, that was awesome. All right.
Enough.
Well, hope you guys had fun with our games there. And thank you for listening today. We definitely got a lot of stuff covered since, a lot of fun stuff in the beginning of July. But like I said earlier, it's going to slow down, so we'll have some more stuff to talk about game-wise. But again, we're moving to twice a week or every other week. Not twice a week.
Bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly, yes. So, yeah. And should we tease some more about what we teased a couple episodes ago?
Sure.
Okay. We're changing our name. We're rebranding. We're not going to tell you what yet, but if you didn't get that hint from the last episode about we're Utah Hockey Club, and you couldn't tell, that's what we're doing. We're rebranding.
We're going to be the Big Wiener Hockey Podcast.
Okay, Alan just leaked it. Alan just leaked it. The Big Wiener Hockey Podcast. That's what we're doing. Damn, I was going to let it go out a couple more days, more episodes, teasing.
No, that's not what we're doing.
Yeah.
If you can imagine, that's not what we're naming our podcast.
Yeah, we're not doing that. But yeah, so keep in tune. Maybe we should do it next episode. I think we should announce it.
Yeah.
All right, next episode, we're going to announce what the actual name is, and then the following episode after that will be rebranded.
Yep.
But everyone, thank you for listening today. Be sure to hit subscribe. We hit 100 subs. We did it. Let's see what we're at.
Only a week
right
after?
now.
A week after we said we were going to do it?
Yeah, it was like July. It was early in July when it officially...
Because I think we originally said the end of playoffs, and then we changed it because we're not deleting our channel.
Yeah.
So now the race for 200 is on.
Yeah, now the race for 200 is on.
Let's set a date early. What you want to say? Trade deadline next season?
No. We can do better than that.
How far out is that?
Trade deadline? That's like another almost 6 months from now.
Well, yeah, but we're going to
keep the train rolling. I would say, ideally, 150 by start of the regular season.
I could see it.
That's our goal. 150 by the start of the NHL season. I think we can blow that out of the water, though, and try to get to 200 before the season starts.
Yeah.
So please help us out. Share with your friends. If you're new here, welcome. Thanks for joining. But yeah, hit that subscribe button. And if you're listening on Spotify, we love you. If you're in the car, don't crash. Focus on the road. Don't look at our faces. I know we're on video on Spotify, but just keep it in your ears.
Keep giving us some 5-star reviews too.
Yeah, 5-star reviews on Spotify helps us out. But yeah, we're excited to have the off season little break for here and there. But I'm excited for Sharks hockey.
Heck yeah, I am.
We are pumped to playoffs was fun, but as Sharks fans, it was kind of like, okay, this is cool, but I kind of want Sharks hockey back.
We're up to 5-star reviews on
Hell
Spotify.
Yeah. Let's get that to 10.
Let's get that to 10, baby.
Yeah. Keep going. Keep it rolling. But, all right, everybody. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you guys in 2 weeks from now. Peace.
Peace.